my name's Seeber, and we're going to be playing at this year's Mid-Atlantic Jazz Festival with my quintet. It's going to be featuring Elijah Jamal Balbed on tenor saxophone, Charlie Sigler on guitar, Tom Williams on the trumpet, and Chris Funn on the bass, and myself on drums. And we'll be playing a lot of straight-ahead jazz, playing arrangements and tunes of some of our favorite composers and musicians, some of which include Horace Silver, Sonny Rollins, Milt Jackson, all sorts of guys. Elijah and I are both from the DC, Maryland area, and we've come up with a lot of similar influences and similar teachers. Paul Carr being a very big influence on both of us. We both studied with him and played in his band. We met at his Jazz Academy jam camp. I'm a senior at SUNY Purchase, which is 30 miles north of New York City. I'm going to be in my last semester, where I've studied with Kenny Washington, John Riley, John Faddis, Al Galper, Ralph LaLama, John Gordon, Steve Wilson. I got into jazz because my brother was playing the tenor saxophone when I was younger, and he would always be listening to John Coltrane, and Hank Mobley and Dexter Gordon were some of his favorites, and he studied with Paul Carr as well. He started at a very early age, and he used to always tell me that I could do it too, so I really wanted to get involved, so I auditioned for the middle school jazz band at Pyle Middle School, and from there I got more and more into it, started auditioning for groups outside of school and trying to go see music.
Well, like Aaron said, one of my best teachers that I've had so far was Paul Carr. And so Paul has definitely been a big influence as far as steering both Aaron and I in the right direction. I attended Howard University and studied jazz there. And I studied with a great saxophonist named Charlie Young. And so he was also a big influence on me. Some of the things I think that could be done to attract new people to traditional jazz is keep the music exciting, and just remember it's a show, it's a performance, and people pay good money oftentimes to see us play, so you want to keep it, you don't want them to be bored, the audience.
Yeah, and if we're talking about traditional jazz, a lot of great musicians from the past have come from entertainment aspects of the music that got people very, very interested in the music, and I don't think that you necessarily have to have those same sort of things. You don't need to be putting tricks into your music, but thinking about things that the audience is going to like rather than thinking of what you want to play.
Right, you can't be selfish.
You can't be selfish with the music. You have to play for the audience and keep in mind the audience you're playing for, because audiences all over the world are different, and
you gotta always play to your surroundings.
Yeah, you have to use your intuition and kind of read into the audience, and besides that, yeah, playing swinging music that feels good. You don't have to know a lot about jazz to know that it feels good. Same with anything. If you have food that tastes good, you can tell. So
I think social media can have a huge impact in attracting more audiences to jazz concerts. For one, they recently created something called the YouTube Music Video Awards, and I think that's a pretty phenomenal advancement and opportunity. There are a lot of great YouTube videos that could potentially gain more fame from that. And then also there's Twitter, which is becoming big amongst a lot of jazz musicians. I know guys like Christian McBride and Eric Reed and tons of other great musicians are all over Twitter and really promoting themselves and promoting others as well. And Facebook is a big one for me as far as promoting my shows.
Yeah, it's definitely a very different time, because only a few years ago the only way to see what kind of music was going on was to look in the newspaper or go to websites and you'd have to know. But now on Facebook you can post where you're playing and tag your friends, and you can tag friends that you want to come and hang out or sit in and play, and it's just a lot easier. And people that I've seen people come that have seen my post that have never seen jazz before, but they were just interested, and
yeah, and it really changes the networking game too, because now we can meet people in the country, anywhere in the country, around the world that all play music, and we can connect with them and network with them just by being on our computers.
Yeah, absolutely. We hope you'll join us to see the Aaron Seeber Quintet on February 15th at 3 p.m. in the club. It's going to be a lot of fun.